Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show. Hope everybody is doing well. Let me turn you guys up. How did you guys do yesterday with the challenge? Did everybody participate? I'm going to grab my stuff. I'm waiting for my fearless co-host to join me, Miss Lynn. And there she is. Good morning.
Hey, how you doing?
I am doing okay. I'm doing good. How you doing this morning?
Girl, I am on 10 this morning. I feel like I can do 100 sit-ups. Didn't say I was going to do 100, but I said I feel like it. Girl, I mean, I'm just...
What the world?
Girl, I don't know. I'm super excited and I don't know why, so I'm just going to just roll with it. Rolling with it.
I am not mad at you. Hey, then I'm going to be excited too, honey.
So, did you get on the challenge and get started?
I don't even want to talk about what happened yesterday. I'll have to tell you off air.
Okay.
I didn't see a computer until maybe after Girl Scouts, and I got home, which was like 9 o'clock last night. That was the first time I sat down in front of a computer. Yeah, yesterday was not my own.
Yeah, well, that's fine. But it was an awesome Giving Tuesday. There were so many great stories out there, feel good stories. I mean, it was just an exciting day yesterday. And I guess I'm pumped from that because I mean, not just from my giving, but also seeing that, you know, there are really good people out there who are doing really good.
Right.
And you know, we had Cyber Monday, we had Giving Tuesday, and now we have Just Wednesday. But
just Wednesday.
But it's hump day.
That's all right. We are making it over.
All right. Awesome sauce. Awesome. So our quote for today, we'll go ahead and get started.
Okay.
Quote, it is, knowing is not enough. We must apply. Willing is not enough. We must do. By Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. I hope I didn't mess that up.
You did really good.
Okay, all right. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to say that exactly correct, but I think that this has a lot of value in it, this particular quote. And it's something that we talk about all the time, guys, and we're giving you more than just information. This is transformation, but you have to do the work. Essentially is what we're saying to you. We can give all day long. Thank you for joining, guys. And I want you to please go ahead and share this video with those who need this information, or they don't recognize the fact that they need it yet, but you know, you see them. You know they need it. Exactly. So, yesterday, we also talked about, I started the conversation around investing and looking at the goals that people have for investing. And I shared with you, there are basically 4 reasons, right? That people who have goals around investing, the reason that they do it. And it's for growth, right? We talked about, do they want to grow it? Do they want to, I'm not going to go back through everything, all the way through capital preservation, right? So if you want to know what 4 major reasons are, moving from growth all the way to capital preservation, go back and look at the video from yesterday. But today, what we're going to talk about is the fact that goals are very critical in determining the benchmark. So we're talking about investing, and you're saying, Lynn, you're talking about benchmarks. Why are you talking about benchmarks? This is not school. Well, it's not, but in a way it kind of is, because I'm teaching you something. Right. And if you grab a hold of this, it can change the way that you do things in your finances. Right. So looking at it from this perspective of investing, you have to set benchmarks. And when I talk about benchmarks, good morning, Eric. When I talk about your investments, it's the same thing as, say, for instance, I want to go get in the car. Me and JoJo, we going on a road trip, right? I'm going to get in the car, and then we're going to go to Vegas, and we're going to do this, right, without a map. Do you think we're ever going to get there? I say why? Because I'm directionally challenged. I need a GPS. I need a roadmap, right? The same thing with your investments. That's what your benchmarks are, guys. That's your roadmap. That helps you to make the decisions as to where you're going and whether or not you're on track. So we have to set benchmarks. And how do you set benchmarks? How do you set the roadmap, right? It's not only a roadmap, but it's also a measuring stick for us to tell us whether or not we're on target. So what we have to do is now have what we call an asset allocation. And oftentimes when we talk about asset allocations, people will say you need to be diversified, but they never really tell you what that means, right? In your diversification. So when we talk about assets in investing, we're talking about what are you using? Are you using stocks? Are you using bonds? Are you using cash? Are you using securities? And not only those things, but what is the percentage of each of those things that are allocated, right, within your assets. So make sure that you have the correct percentages, and having a benchmark as far as your investments is going to allow you to do that, okay? So if there's something that you guys don't understand, just go ahead and pop in the question and say, slow down, Lee, and go back for a second and re-explain that, because I'm not there. And if you are there, just say good, give me a thumbs up and let me know, hey, I'm with you, right? So I won't just keep talking. But what we've been talking about are the mistakes that people make in investing. And I definitely want you to write down and be mindful of it. We're talking about benchmarks. How do you set benchmarks in your investing? But how do you really start? I think is the question that a lot of people ask. How do you really start as far as your investing? How do you know where to go? First thing that I suggest and highly recommend that you do is look at your time horizon. Okay. When someone says the time horizon, most people think what? They think, how long is it until I retire? Right? That's mistake number one. You don't start there by thinking, how long is it until I retire? What you need to start thinking about is, how long do I need said assets? How long do I need this money to be able to support me? As far as I'm able to draw down this cash flow. So we need to backtrack, because what we've been doing in the past is saying, okay, I have 10, 20, 30 years until retirement, and this is what I need to do. When on the other end of that coin, what we really need to be doing is thinking about how much money do I need to support me, and for how long do I want this money to support me? So we need to be thinking about our life expectancies. Right? And I know it's a guesstimate, so yes, on the high end, right? It's better to have more than enough than to not have enough at all, right? So yes, on the high end. And then also, guys, don't forget about your spouse or your significant other.
You got to take those.
You have to take those guys into consideration as well. So make sure that you account for all of that. That's your time horizon. Account for your lifestyle. What type of lifestyle do you want to have? What are those things? And then from there, once you have that number in mind, right? Once you have that total in mind, because some people will give a blanket number and say, oh, I need $1 million. Oh, I need $2.5 million. But they don't have a true idea of what that really means, right? They don't have a true understanding of the long haul. So guys, I'm helping you to set the foundation so that you can get some real strategy. And that's the whole key here, having a true strategy behind your investment rather than simply going out there and just doing it, right?
Doing stuff. Yep.
Exactly. Doing the most. So keep that life expectancy in mind, as well as the amount that you would like to have as far as cash flow. Then you can back map. Right? You can work backwards. Then you can go out and determine the asset allocations. You can determine how much I need to have in cash, how much I need to have in bonds, how much I need to have in stocks, because those blanket percentages that people give you, and we tend to set it and forget it in our retirement accounts or in any of our other investment accounts, those things, typically, if you go back and look at the probability of success, they're not as successful as you would like it to be. And most often you're losing out more than you're gaining. So looking at an opportunity here to take things from a different perspective, right? Starting at how much money do I really need in order to live this lifestyle for how long? Then
I think,
there.
let me ask a question because a lot of people
Sure.
ask this question. And at one point, I was asking this question. We are always talking about investing,
Uh-huh.
and we need this money for retirement. And they know they put money in their 401k, and then you're telling us to invest. They may not necessarily know how to pull that money down. Like, okay, so you're telling me to invest, you're telling me to do this in my 401k, but how do I access my money? Maybe we'll do that on another video. How do you access your money once you reach your retirement age? Okay, I've been a good steward and I've done what Lynn has said to do. I've invested, I got my money, I'm good. Now I'm ready to pull out of that. How do they get to their funds? What does that lifestyle look like? Because, I think
Yeah.
we're doing great setting them up with all the information, but some people may want to know, okay, I'm doing all this, but how do I get my money back? So maybe we'll talk about that on the next video, because a lot of people, especially when I did HR and benefits and talked about 401k,
Uh-huh.
always ask me that question. How do they get their money back?
Sure.
Like, how do they access it after they've invested it?
Well, that's a quick response from a generic standpoint, but it's also a very long response from an individual situation. But it's a really
Yeah.
quick direct deposit into your bank account. You set that up with Craft or T. Rowe Price or whomever has your investment vehicle, so that you draw down, and you set the percentage. You say, I want 3%, I want 4% of my money every month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Out of that total package. So you'll get to determine what that looks like for you. But it doesn't help if you didn't set it up in the beginning so that that money will last you throughout the duration of your life, or last you beyond that. Because if we're talking about leaving a legacy, right, we don't want to spend all of our money, right? We do want to be able to say, and I know there are some who will say, yes, I do.
Yes, I know some people like that.
I do, right? Exactly. I had a colleague like that. He was like, my kids are not getting anything. I'm spending everything while I'm here. And if that's you, do you. But the end game here, and what we're talking about, is essentially building a legacy for your family, building a legacy, building generational wealth, so that you'll have something to pass on. And it's not all about money. And we say that all the time. It's not just about me. It's not about just my family, guys, but it's about a community. How do we help each other build up? How do we help each other come up? How do we help each other get to the next level? So essentially, this is why we do this. Why we share this information with you every morning for free.
For free, so you can get it together, so we can help you get what you need, so you can be chilling in Boca Raton. Let me tell you, the first time I went to Boca Raton in college with my roommate Marcy, and her grandparents lived in a country club. I mean, we lived on, it was like the Golden Girls. We lived on the golf course, and everything was glass. And I said, what did you do for a living? And he was like, I sold stamps. I said, when I get back to South Carolina, I'm buying every stamp I can find, because if you living like this selling stamps, I'm doing something completely wrong. But he was a furniture guy. And he said, I just invested my stamps and my furniture wisely so that I could live. I mean, what do you want for breakfast? And you order whatever, and he just gives you a number, and you just, I was like, this is how I want to live.
Right.
It changed my little mind at 19. I was like, what? Okay, I can get used to this. So we try to give you guys the tips. Well, Lynn gives you the tips so you can handle your finances, so you can have that life that you're looking for and have it set up for you and your children. Lynn, what was the quote again for today? I thought I heard Rosie. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. And it's knowing is not enough. We must apply. Willing is not enough. We must do.
Yeah, my favorite saying is, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Oh, shoot now.
Everybody has good intentions, Lynn.
Wow.
And we all on the way to hell, because we had a good intention to do everything. But it turned out a different way.
Wow.
And so today I want to talk about, I was reading something I posted earlier a couple of years back, and it was talking about your inner circle. So today is Hump Day Wednesday. So today I want you guys to think about your inner circle And the difference between your compliments, your complaints, and your negative feedback from your inner circle. So in your inner circle, they should, and if you're in the inner circle, this is what you should be doing for your friends, giving them the positive feedback. If you're leading with the negative, you might want to check your attitude first. So why are you leading with the negative first instead of leading with the positive? And you may be great friends, but there's always a time and a place to give the information that you need to give. So you need to know the difference between those who are really there to support you,
Right.
those who are there just to give you the negative information, and the people who want to be a part of your circle because of who you are. They just want to be in your circle. They may not necessarily like you, like they like you, but they feeling some type of way, and they're just there. And then you have those people that truly care about you and love you and support you. And I think sometimes we can get all of those people mixed up and confused in our inner circle.
Yes.
And they can cause problems. You know what? They cause problems with you, because then you start doubting yourself, thinking twice about what you're getting ready to do, because your negative Nellies are always in your ear, telling you something disguised. And this is the thing, they disguise it as, oh, I'm just trying to help you out.
Now.
I just want you to be all right, girl. Nah, dog. No, you don't. Right. And so you have to be careful how people use their words with you. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Tyrone. What's up? You have to be careful how people use their words with you, because they may not always be using the best words that they can use. Because sometimes the compliments are crafted to be negativity. My favorite pet peeve, and I don't even know if that's a word, favorite pet peeve, is when people say, oh, you're trying to do the little thing, or you're trying to run a little business. Yeah. If you have to put the word little in front of it, it doesn't count. You just told me that you don't believe in me if you got to put little in front of it. Right. So I would prefer if you don't say anything. So, and it's okay, guys, to start checking yourself and your friends. Good morning, Kim. To see what kind of conversation. So know the difference in your inner circle between the people who give you compliments, the people who have the negativity, and the people who are complaining, because they will drain all of your energy. And what you'll find is they're redirecting your thoughts to something you don't need to be thinking about. And if we put this in the aspect of money and life, which we're talking about, if I have a negative, about that, Lynn. That was my sister was beeping in. She should be watching, Jerry, instead of calling. So watch your inner circle, because what you'll find, your complainers and your negative people will take all of your time, and you're focusing more on what they're saying than the positive people. So if you have more complainers and more negative people, you might want to substitute some players out and get you some new people in your circle. Because that's how it's going down. That's the real on how it go down there. Right. And remember, y'all, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Everybody has good intentions in the beginning, but we need to check their actions and their true source of why they're doing things. So that's my nugget for today, for Hump Day Wednesday, because today is my first day back at work since last Wednesday. Oh. And I need all the help I can get today.
Yes.
It has been a rough. I've enjoyed my time off, but I'm excited. All right, Lynn, you want to tell them where they can find you? And guys, don't forget to check into Lynn's Facebook page today for the 4-day challenge. If you've been participating, make sure that you are in.
Guys, you have been awesome. You have been signing up. You've been going in, but I want to know how you doing, because this is a heavy lift. Yep. This is not something easy. This is in your face. I got to deal with this now type of information, right? It's it was laying the foundation on day 1. Day 2 is maximizing your take-home pay. Giving you the worksheets, the handouts, the things that you need to do. Go ahead and put these things into practice. So I want to hear from you. How are you doing? Are you doing the things that you need to do to develop your financial confidence strategy? Because like we say every day, financial freedom is an oxymoron. You can be financially free today, and then something happens and things go awry, and then that changes. But what billionaires have, like Donald Trump, they'll lose all of their money, but you know what happens? they get it all back. They have financial confidence. So it's not just about financial freedom, guys.
Yep.
It's about having the confidence in what it is that you do with your finances to know that, hey, if I go bankrupt, I can get it all back, right?
Girl, that's right.
So develop your financial confidence strategy. This is the 4-day challenge, guys. It's a heavy lift. It's tough, but it's something that is tough love. It's something that needs to be done, right? For you,
Yep.
and your family, for your finances, so you can be a good steward of those finances and that you can continue to grow in the ways that you need to grow. So develop your financial confidence strategy. If you have not signed up for the 4-day challenge, you go to bit.ly, financial confidence strategy. It is FCS. Those 3 letters are capitalized: financial confidence and strategy. Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead, join the challenge, and we'll see you over in the group. Develop your financial confidence strategy.
All right, guys, you can find me on all social media at Young Mitra Jojo. My website is that's B-E, the letter A, fearless.com. And just remember today, guys, to check your inner circle for the people who compliment you, your complainers, and your negative thinkers. Don't let them suck the energy out of you today. Redirect the people in your life. And guess what? They don't have to be there. You get to choose who you let in your life. It's not like, ooh, they get to be there just because.
Right.
You are a special person, so you get to pick who was in your life. So make sure you check in your inner circle and don't let them suck all your energy away. Today is Wednesday. We need to make it 2 more days. So check your circle so you can get it right. All right, guys, that's it for the Fearless Morning Show. We will see you guys tomorrow morning for Thankful Thursday. And we will make sure that we are here and on time and ready to go.
All right,
guys. Have a good day. Talk to you tomorrow.